Russian President Vladimir Putin cannot accept that his incompetent army failed in the invasion of Ukraine. So he is desperately trying to tell his people a story that they are already at war with the West. First, Putin insisted that his invasion was intended to de-Nazify the Kiev-based Ukrainian government, even though President Volodymyr Zelensky was Jewish. Later, as his three-day invasion began to last months, his war was recast as a holy crusade fighting against the forces of Satan. Now, as the conflict approaches its third year, Putin must find a new argument to appease public opinion trying to cope with the horrific death toll. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared that Ukraine was not an enemy, and instead set his sights on a new target. Ukraine itself is not our enemy, Putin said to a soldier visiting the hospital where war wounded were treated. Putin then sought to reframe his war as Russia's eternal ideological struggle. It's not about them helping our enemy. They solve their problems with their own hands. Unfortunately, this has been the case for centuries and continues to be so today. Ukraine itself is not our enemy, Putin told a soldier. POOLAFP via analysts at USBASED think tank Institute for the Study of War believe Putin's rhetoric is a sign that war is not over. Instead, his remarks reflect an effort to create the conditions for a permanent Russian military buildup and to justify high sacrifices on the battlefield. Putin's statements likely indicate that he is preparing a long-term justification for mobilizing and engaging forces in ongoing defense of Russia's sovereignty against the West, report concludes. High blood price. Although it has been their goal from time immemorial to reach an agreement with Russia, we will deal with them faster, Putin assured the injured during his hospital visit. And the most important thing we have is the unity of our people and our society. Because in the armed struggle, there is an understanding of how important your work on the battlefield is for our country and our future. Russian analysts believe this is the main purpose of Putin's latest move. Now Putin is entirely concerned with traditional spiritual and moral values, and his totalitarian government, says Kolesnikov, requires a certain degree of self-justification. However, Putin's previous statements about de-Nazifying Ukraine and fighting the forces of Satan are no longer enough. A recently declassified U.S. intelligence report estimates Russian casualties since the war began in February 2022 at approximately 315,000. 9 police officers and residents examined damage outside a collapsed high-rise building following a Russian missile attack in central Kiev. January 3, 2024. 9 utility workers repair water pipes outside a high-rise building that collapsed after a missile attack. Ukraine's losses remain secret, but these are also believed to be devastatingly high. ISW analysts agree, such high losses in